Let's start this thing. Come to lecture on microservices, joined with Douala at University of Kassel, and it's lecture number 12. 12? Oh my God. In winter term 21-22. Okay. We are heading towards the finish. So today we are going. Hi, Grace. Today we are going to close up with the functionality of our system so that actually we can do the full scenario that is in this very, very long thing here. Oh my God. That was somebody put some palette with things into. Come on. So why can't I actually go to the very left in a single step and then have a. Damn it. Okay. There should be actually a slider. It's not. Here it is. So Peter Picker starts with the warehouse and puts some red shoes into a palette, and then there's some data. Events are sent to the microshop, and then there are some more of these, and who cares? Finally, Sabine adds prices to the products. The red shoes are now for, it's not shown here, $42 or something like that. And this is then stored in the microshop. It creates an event. This is for reason because no one is listening to that one. Actually, the idea is that you do some requirements engineering, which is actually you go through certain scenarios together with your customers. And actually, this requirements engineering is going to be part of the lecture in coming terms. So it's in Germany, it's the Softwaretechnik Praktikum. There we will actually tell you how to do this requirements engineering. And I'm going to go to Douala, and there we will have a course on, I don't know what, it's actually the same content, and probably we will do the same project. And there I will actually go into more details of this requirements engineering stuff. And this is important for software development in teams. So the applications that we are going to build are very soon being so large that you need multiple developers in order to build these. And those multiple developers need some kind of, common understanding of the whole system. And therefore, they need some kind of view of description of this system that they can agree on and discuss on, and where they find hints. What is the functionality that our customers want, and how shall it be implemented? What is the data we are dealing with it? And what are our microservices, and what are their APIs, and these kinds of stuff. And I have the idea that we can do this in this notation, and therefore we will do some more stuff on that. So at the end of that course, you guys will be able to write such scenarios. That's basically the idea. So we have prices, more prices, and then finally, that is what we have started, I think, last week, we are going to do shopping. So Kali customer logs into the shop, and hey, she wants or he wants, who knows, by accident, red shoes, which are on stock, and so we can actually do add customer name and address and do the buy. And then the microshop creates this order object, and this is the point that we have reached last week. Pretty much is it produces an event. This is called product ordered event or the product order place. I'm not sure now how we have actually named it within our application. And this is sent to the warehouse. And actually, last week we were discussing how the warehouse and the shop backends subscribe to each other mutually. And I actually, at the very end of that, said, okay, how I explained it to you is not working. You need some kind of, well, it's the initial message or subscription, or it's the return visit subscription mechanism as part of the subscription to really get this working. And I had a tough time in preparation of this one to actually fix it myself because it didn't work at first. So that's an important thing. And because we are just chatting by now, and we have a little bit time today because the lecture will be not that very long. I can again discuss some design issues with you. And the main point here is that we were connecting the two backends mutually. They were subscribing, so the shop backend was subscribing on startup at the shop backend, and the shop at the warehouse, and the warehouse at the shop. And so when you start one of those first, that one will probably fail to connect to the other side, of course, and then you start the other one. So there you should actually do these two subscriptions back and forth, or forth and back. And when you have done this, then there might be a point where one of those services needs to restart because you have changed a little bit on the code and you recompile and restart the service, the backend service. And so on restart, you need to, well, again, do this double subscription, mutual subscription, which is pretty tedious. Next year, I'm going to change this pattern. It's really tricky and it's hard to explain to you guys. And actually, next year, we will have a third service, another backend service, which is just the event broker. So there will be a service which has solely the task to run all the time and to, well, provide topics or channels where you can publish events to and you can subscribe to. And that will be much easier because then it's pretty clear that you first start the broker and then all the other services backends are connecting to this broker, and it's more like a client-server architecture, and that one is much simpler. And if you want to come to that back next year, and then we will have a much easier thing. And I also will actually facilitate this event store that we do on both of those. This is going to move into this new event broker, and that will facilitate again the programming of the two tasks or the two things. That should be an easy thing. Okay. So we have placed our order in the shop, and we sent an event to the warehouse, and the warehouse turns this event into a picking task. So now actually a worker at the warehouse shall go to the shelves and actually pick a box with the desired good and send it to Kali in Wonderland 1. And when this is done, there is a pick task created event, which is actually stemming from the original event storming requirements engineering session, where the customer says, basically these are the steps that our application or our workflow is executing, and it flags, oh yeah, this step has been accomplished, has been achieved, has been finished, has been successful. And so you cannot actually drop these events because your customer knows them. and you go and demonstrate your system to the customer, your prototype, your first implementation, you actually shall refer to the original scenario or workflow description that you have developed together with your customer and tell, oh yeah, and then you said you are going to do picking cook. This is the step that actually does this, and then this event here is going to be fired. And that should be actually part of your application, of your implementation, although no one is listening to this, because later on you might add some reporting functionality to your overall architecture, where there is a dashboard where the customer can see, so how many orders do we have today? How many picking tasks? So what is the average distance between order has arrived and picking has been done? So I want to know that. And so the queries that your customer is going to do to your system are probably based on these user-defined, customer-defined events. And so, yeah, you need to fire them just to be really prepared to that. And I'll probably do that, I'm not sure. Perhaps my code is actually missing this, so who cares? So, and then finally, Peter Picker actually says, oh yeah, let's do this. Let's do this task here. Goes to the shelf. No, he or she should have, or Peter, it's he, should see a list of picking tasks which are not yet done, and says, oh yeah, I shall do red shoes, and I can go either to shelf 42 or to shelf 23. And then he says, oh, shelf 23 is actually where I am currently. I take that one. And so he goes for, selects this, so there might be a long list of these, and he actually clicks on the one who is, well, nearby, and he does a tour through the whole warehouse and to deliver all these goods, and then he can schedule this as he likes, or as the picker likes. And the warehouse pick, then he actually says, yeah, this is a task that I'm currently doing. I'm picking a box from this shelf here. You fill this in here. And when you did this, you have to change the data. And this is what we actually do today. When you do the homework, so the homework today will be, do a full core workflow scenario test. So do actually a test that starts with adding a palette, do it with Cypress, do it using the user interface, add a price to that palette, to the good on that palette, do an order, do the picking. That's it. And so do this just for one good. This is actually the core workflow or the minimal viable product that you can actually say, okay, now I'm, well, function complete. I actually can do the main purpose of this thing. There are still probably functionality missing. For example, to correct a palette or to cancel an order or these kinds of stuff. Or change an order and more like these. But so basically the core functionality should be there, and we need a test that actually does this. And this test will actually need to have all these services up, shop, front end, shop, back end, warehouse, front end, and back end. And then you run the whole Cypress test on these things. And that's you actually, in writing this test, you can pick from the old tests that we have. That's easy. You could actually say, okay, I take one of the old tests and then or copy all the tests that I have together in one big test. Yeah, however, the tests that we have do, for example, evaluate false cases. So when we have this order thing, you can try to, or the price form, we actually we tested that if you do some no price or negative price, then the form will complain and we get this red toast. And Well, I want to test that does a single smooth case. It's just one pallet, not three, just one order, just one price, and a very simple case that actually shows. And actually, we want this test because we wanted to show to our customer on a release. We say, come on here, this is all the functionality that we have now. And so the system is working. And then the customer may ask, oh, what is about more than one thing? And then you can demonstrate, yeah, that's possible too. But then you would do that interactively. So this core workflow that you actually shall implement this week is basically the one thing that we want. Okay, let's have a look at the code. Here it is all up and running. And I'm currently running this test here. And let's just go through it. It's jeans, the jeans get a price. And now it's so changing the whole time. And you won't see so much. So we will actually have to go through this. And actually the problem is that I am changing the service I'm talking to all the time. And usually when you click here, you can see previous things. However, here that one works. This does not work when you actually change the application. And therefore, we will actually go to the test and change the test in order to, well, probably stop earlier. And we need to, well, reduce some of these, close others, close. There's the shop front end. And you see down here, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different shells. This one is for Cypress, shop front end, shop back end, warehouse back end, warehouse front end, probably, and one more for adding more NPM packages and running Angular, create or generate commands and these kinds of stuff. So that one is actually not needed anymore. I could get rid of that. Hey, so we have now just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So Cypress and the 4 services. Hey, that's a good title for a movie, Cypress and the 4 services. That's the lecture today. Okay, and let's go through. I probably need to close this one too. The test. So it is visiting the shop front end. Yeah, that's easy one. And this one here is going away because I changed the user interface last week to well, the home, the slash root goes for, here you can do the shopping, the home component shows shopping, and to enable Sabine sales to add prices, we do this here in the offer tasks thing. So we go here for offering tasks. We put the add button, which is actually, and that should allow us to, that one should be the edit button, but it's still the add button. We do the edit offers. We set the price. This is all old stuff that we did last week. We validate that the jeans price is in the database, and we do more prices. And here, that one is the interesting one that says, oh, let's start shopping. And we go for 4,400, click on jeans, and then it goes for the warehouse. And actually, this is where I'm going to stop this test. And Control K, Control C, or rerun it, because then we can actually see how I have implemented this so far. So this is starts shopping, and it says nothing is on sale today. That's bad. So why? Here it is, go away. That's not possible. Here it says, actually, this is the, we offer 6 pairs of red shoes, and that's behind that thing here. And we do an edit offer and say t-shirts have a price of 99. That is still offering a price. And then we go for start shopping. And I hate it. I know what we do. We just do it by hand. So why not here? It's 4,200 is actually the warehouse. And let's have one more. Localhost for 400. That should be the shopping page. Yeah. And it says, hello, on sale today. We offer 10 pairs of jeans for $42.99 and we offer 11 t-shirts for $9.99. And if I click now on jeans, I'm here in the shop page. Did we do that one last week? Yeah, we did, yeah? Okay. And I said, yeah, I want jeans and I want them myself. And the address is Germany. Come on, it's good enough. I do a submit. And then it says, okay, hello, Albert. You have 2 active orders. So actually, I'm again at the 4,400 home, which is the shop thing, and then the home page. And I have added a parameter to the home link. So they're actually 2 different home pages, one without any information that I can just offers. Or as soon as I have done my first offer, I can go to Home Albert or Home Alice or Home Kali or whomever. And that's actually functionality that you need to add. Because on that one, I actually have said, okay, these are still the offers. And there's still 10 of these. This is good, I'm sure. Okay, and I have ordered jeans, and I have ordered jeans again. And I can go on, and let's have a t-shirt too. It's again Albert, it's again Germany. Let's submit this. And should now say, okay, now there are 3 orders that are open, and it's still 11 of these. That's not good. Michelle, there's a bug. Please fix this. Of course, you need to count down the number of things that are visible. Damn it. Okay. So, as our scenario says, this shall have sent an event to our warehouse. And if I go for the warehouse, I can go for pick tasks. And then it says, oh yeah, please pick jeans, t-shirt, jeans, and t-shirt. So these are different orders, 4 different orders currently here. Well, actually, let's go here. Let's have one more. One more jeans, and this one for Max, of course. Still Germany. Submit. Yeah. And if I go here, that one, and reload the page, there should be one more jeans job down here. And for the jeans job, he says, oh yeah, I know where they are. Jeans are on shelf 03, and currently it's only on shelf 03 because we have no other jeans in our system. We could actually go for micro warehouse, store tasks, at barcode is B42, of course. And the product is again jeans, of course, and there are about 20 on this palette. And the location is front row. That's cool. Add. Yeehaw. And so if I go for micro warehouse and pick tasks, then actually it should show multiple, the genes are on the other side. Ah, damn, that didn't work. I hate you. So why didn't that work? So your solution will actually show that genes are on multiple locations, and then you can actually say, yeah, so I would like to do picking, and so I go for the job, this last one that should be Max. And it says, yeah, it's Max, it's location. So this is just debug here below where I actually see, oh, please give me the pick task and get all the data here and read that from the database afterward. And the location I want to pick from is location is only Shave 03. Damn it. There's something wrong here. So I do this and I pick done. And I get a toast, say picking has been done. It's removed from this list here. So the lowest part here, the D1 for Max, actually it should show the customer name too. So this line, because that's very, very, or at least the task ID, something, or all this information, that we can actually know which one is it. And so that one is actually gone. And actually, if I go for the Microshop front end and I go for Max, it shall say, hey, your jeans are in stage shipping. That one here, that is the cool stuff. That is, the warehouse has informed the shop that the state of this order has been, that this order has been picked, and therefore the warehouse sends an event to the shop, and so the shop updates its inner state, and I refresh this page, I actually get the information about my picking. So if I go back for Albert, I still have these 2 pairs of jeans and 1 t-shirt order placed. And if I go for my warehouse, I said it's 2 more, so it should be this one, for example. And I set pick from shelf 03, have it done, go for the shop front and do a reload. That's a little bit of problem. We have to discuss that one later on. And then it says, oh yeah, these jeans here are shipping. And this one actually should show the date when I actually ordered those, or the order ID or something like that, that I know which of my orders is shipping. Okay. Yeah, basically that is the functionality that I want to achieve. So I do an order, I do the picking, and my order shows at the shopping page that the good is shipping. How did I implement that? I do a little bit on the implementation. So basically, you guys have learned all the things that you need to do this. And there's nothing that I actually need to show you. Yeah, you can actually implement this, and it's all copy-paste from the existing things. And therefore, there's very little I have to show to you. But come on, let's go through some of the central steps. There is this shop front end, and therefore I need an app controller. Builder service, app controller in the microservice front end. And I'm not going to find it this way. So let's close all this and go for the shop and go for the shop front end. Go for the source, go for the app, go for the components, go for home component HTML. So this one has been extended, and I have a list of orders in my home component TypeScript implementation, and do a list of those and then show the order and its state, and it should also have a product ID and these kinds of stuff. Let's have it. Come on. And that one should be order dot, I have no idea, code. Let's have it. Let's try that on. Failed. No, it's not order code. It's also not order. It's my order. Yeah, that one was successful. Here it is. Yeah, okay, it's not that much better, but come on. So now we have actually an idea how this is working. And then it says on sale today. And so my offer amount is obviously wrong. And so this is a routing that was the stuff that we have had last week. Let's go for the home component TS. I did some more stuff on the ng on init, but I'm no longer knowing what I did there. I query for all the orders that my customer have, and this is a new query that has to be implemented in the backend. That queries for orders underscore and then the customer name. And this one has not been there, so that needs to be implemented. And so let's look at this. And the other one is I ask all the product. So these are the orders of a certain customer. And this is implemented in the Microsoft backend, in the source, in not in common, in modules. And it's the app controller after all. No. Yeah, it's the app controller after all. And there it should have a lot of, that one is pretty confusing by now. I can ask for command set price, command place order. That one is the old one. I still can do the subscription, and there's this start with it, return with it stuff. I can do a query with a certain key, and that one did not change. However, in app service get query, I do more stuff. I can ask for all the customers, all the products. I can ask product minus and then some name. Then I get only that product. And I can ask for orders underscore, and then I get the customer name and get the orders of that customer. And orders of a certain customer is implemented as, well, orders model, find all the orders where the customer attribute is customer. That's not too bad, and that's a find that delivers you an array or a list, and that's exactly what I'm going to return. And then this is handle order list. Does a loop through all the answers and pushes them into an order. So why don't I set the order directly? I have no idea. This dot order becomes answer would do the job either. Yeah, I'm not daring to do that. You probably should investigate on that. And I set the customer attribute to give the customer not only the name but also the number of order the customer has. Okay, basically the things that you would expect. And the other thing is in home component, there must be something like, no, let's go here. Way down there, no, it's not in the home component. It's in the order component. So yeah, that one does more than earlier. So let's go for the edit offer order. Let's go for order component. That is the component where I actually place an order. And it has a submit button here. So I go for order component. And we are still on the shop side. This is a test. It's not the order component. This is the code. The submit offer is the thing I want. I set some debug output. I construct a params thing, or pretty much an event, but no, actually it's just an API call. And it says the order I get from the form group, product, customer, and address. These are all the data that I get from the order form. I do place the order. We did that last week probably. And on a toast server, and do a router navigate to home and the customer name attached to this. And actually we need to, well, have a look at the routing module. Yeah, you can see there is home order product, that is to order a certain product. Then there's this old home and there's this home colon customer. They all go for the home component. And in the home component, I can get the active root and then ask the params and do subscribe to those and then retrieve the customer name, and then I can say, okay, I have a customer, and so I go for the database query for all his or her orders, and then I show them in this first list. Oh my God, this is already so complicated. Damn it, I thought it would be easy today. Cool. So we have that one. Finally, the order component does this submit here and goes for a command place order. Yeah, that one has changed a little bit either. And so we need to go for the app controller again. This is the controller of the Microshop backend. The controller of the Microshop backend. And there the command thing and the command place order. It goes for app service place order. That goes for model builder service place order. And finally, that one constructs an event, stores this event, and publishes the event. So that is actually the step of our application here where, there it is. I love it. Where? Kali has ordered. Kali customer has done the first order, and the Microshop has done all these steps, and this event here is now fired. So we go for the warehouse and look for a product ordered event and how we do react on those. And that is where we stopped last week. But actually I did some extension to the other stuff. So where to go? Please, everybody closes, and we go for the warehouse, and we go for the warehouse backend, source, modules, app controller. So this is now the controller of the micro warehouse backend. And there should be a poster event. Where are you, guy? No? Controller? Backend? Yeah. There's a query, there's a pig done, a command. Here it is. Post event. That is the thing where we are in the warehouse, where the shop actually publishes to. That one is going to be here. At the description, we were actually saying, oh, please send it to my event back endpoint. So, handle event on the app service. This one has been extended by me this week. And so, yeah, if event type is product ordered, well, actually, it's the first event the warehouse is listening to, and the only one. And that one is actually new stuff. Handle product ordered. Yeehaw. And well, the first thing is put the event into the event store and look whether it has already been there or whether a newer event with the same ID is already there. Then I have already, this message needs to be ignored. If we actually handle it, store is successful, we get the payload. These are the parameters that we were sending. And I'm not going back to those pages because then I'm lost in all these files. And then I say, okay, I first need to know, to construct the pick task, I need to know all the pallets that contain the product that I want. So I go for the pallet model. The pallet model is actually new. Did we have that some 5 weeks ago? I'm not sure. Perhaps I did add the pallet model because I think originally the warehouse only have had the event store, nothing else. Probably I added this one. So I actually copied the pallet schema or created the pallet schema, and then the app, someone is going to provide the builder module, yeah, names. So it was only event store. I've added the pick task store and the pallet store. So for pick tasks and for pallets, I create a Mongo database scheme and collection and these kinds of stuff, and put them into my thing here. And so the pick task scheme, the pallet scheme is this one, where we have a barcode, product, amount, and location. And the pick task scheme coming soon is code, which is actually the order ID, product that is going to be picked, the address. It's not a customer name any longer. For didactic purposes, we combine the customer name and address into a single address field just to show that we can do that. That's not really a good idea after all, but somehow we still have the idea that the different microservices are developed by different people. And so each of these guys is deciding on its internal database by itself, and they only have to be able to react to the event that they receive and make something meaningful out of it. And so therefore that's an easy thing. You can actually choose to do that. You can actually rename it how you want it. Then there is a pallet field that is going to be filled as soon as we do the picking. Then I say, oh yeah, this pick has been fulfilled by going to shelf 03 or shelf 0 somewhere, or front row or wherever. And we go for the state, or the state is shipping or order place or this, something like that. And there is a bunch of locations that I fill directly when I create the pick task to give the picker an idea where should I go to pick this good. Yeah, that is an array of strings, the location. So actually these are references to other objects in another collection, and the recommended way, the way recommended by Sebastian to me, is do not really use Mongo references, but just user ID, unique IDs. That's good enough. That's much easier to handle in these databases. Okay, love it. Who are you? That's changed too, I think. Oh yeah, the reason has been added. Okay. Builder service. Here it's actually handled. So now I have a pallet module, and there I should find the pallets. In order to have the pallets actually in that pallet module, the store pallet or something like that. Store pallet operation, which has been implemented some 4, 5, 6 weeks ago, needs to change. we actually put this new palette not only into the event store, but only this was putting it to the event store, but also put it in the store model palette. That is the thing that we do. This is a new operation where I said, okay, palette model, find one and update. Barcode is the palette barcode, and put the whole palette there and do an insert. If it's not yet there, insert it. And that is actually the thing that adds new palettes to our store. Okay, go back. Pictures. Go back, go back. It's too far back. Handle product ordered. Here we are. So this is still the operation that handles the event that comes from the shop that a new product has been ordered. It goes to the palette model that we have just shown how it is filled. Looks for all the palette that has this product on it. This should be an array. These are all the palettes that actually have that. And then I create some area of locations and loop through all the palettes that I have found. And for this locations array, I push the location of that palette. So I just get the strings. There should be a more elegant way to do this with some streaming-like things. You actually can have a more sophisticated find operation here, where you actually says, yeah, look for all those, but don't deliver the whole object, but only the locations. You can actually do such a filtering. That is absolutely possible, but this way it works. But actually, it's bad style to ask the database for a list of things and then do the filtering in main memory. That's a thing that easily crashes because this reply might be very, very large, some millions or billions of objects, and then your main memory crashes. And you should better actually do the filtering with the database operations, and that would actually might even reduce the data transfer between the database and your service, and therefore be more efficient. Yeah, come on, but I don't care actually. So it's not mandatory for your homework, and Max is going to tell you whether you get extra points for this, but I don't think so. No, Max is shaking his head, so no. Pictures. I create pictures, fill code, product, address, locations, and state. Order is just placed, and put these pictures into the find one and update in the pick task model using the code as a key. And somebody did that also into the event store. Yeah, it might be. This is now just needed for event deduplication, that it doesn't is not handled multiple times. However, it's not bad to have it multiple times. Well, so actually, this will change next year. So let's do it this way today. Okay, here we are. So now I have a list of base tasks, and now we also know why when I later on added a new palette on jeans, with jeans to my front shop, that one didn't show up. So theoretically, if I do a new order now, give me more jeans, still for Albert, still for Germany, submit. And I go here into the warehouse and for the pick tasks. Here, you see it. There is the front row. Hey, it's working. The problem is that I look up the locations in the moment that the order arrives. And when this order is, well, waiting in my picking list and a new pallet arrives, this new pallet is not added to this order. Yeah, come on. Who cares? No. Yeah, perhaps it would save the picker in some cases some walking distance, because that new pallet appears directly in front of him or her, but who cares? Come on. But yeah, you can actually improve that. Think about it, and if you do that, I will be very impressed. Okay. Okay, that one pick task is stored, and yeah, we are fine. That's basically these things that we do. And there is this pick task done thing. So where are we in our thing here? The pick task has been created. That one is actually not firing. We have implemented this one here.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry to interrupt, but we have questions in chat, and I don't know where in the code the problem was.
So the address, what is it supposed to be? It depends on where you are. On the shop, the address is just 101, so just the street or the postal address without the name of the customer. And at the warehouse side, they decided to have, they don't care on the name of the customer. They say, I just need something to print on the box to put it into the postal service. And therefore, they say, it's for us, it's only one field address that contains both customer name and the street. Is this now answered? There might be a typo in the code. Yeah, it might be. Pretty much soon. Yeah, give me a hint where it is and I'll fix it. So it's actually customer plus a comma plus customer. Thank you. Why didn't I see that before? Yeah, thank you. Oh, hey, thanks for the help. Some extra point for this guy.
For this girl. But okay.
A guy can be a girl too, I think, but I'm not sure about that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, fine. So there is this where we do actually the picking. So now we still have to implement this here. And I have shown to you this page, so that shall be not so complicated. And then, so what is happening? And we are in the micro warehouse backend app controller, and there is this, no, not post subscribe. These should be ordered in some way. Did I tell you to read the clean code book? And the clean code book pretty much said how to order your operations in here. Please do this, and sorry for not doing it yet. So there is it. Command pick done is the operation that we are going to that handles the request that comes from the picking page, where the Peter picker actually says, oh yeah, this order on jeans, I picked it from pallet from shelf 03. And we will have a look at this. So then this is, there use some logger. I'm not going to put that to discuss this today. You could do a console log either. Still half an hour left. We go for the model builder service. That's a simple one. Actually, this distinction between app service and model builder service, it's going to vanish next year probably, because my app service doesn't do very lots of things. Handle pick done is I go for the palette model, find one and update, and my params have the location where this palette is. So I was picking from shelf 03. I go for the palette that is located at shelf 03, and I decrement the amount of that palette. So how many products are still on that palette? Because I actually picked one. And I say, please return the new palette to me. And I do some console output in order to see what is happening here. Handle pick is done. This is debugging. I could get rid of that. And I go for the pick task model. So I have so far updated the palette model. And now I'm updating the pick task model to, well, say, oh yeah, the state of this current picking task has been changed. And I go for lookup param task code. Why is this task code? I have no idea. Why isn't it just code? So this is actually still the palette number. Oh, no, the order number. This is still the order number. I go for the palette and its barcode and put this information into my pick task. I was picking from that palette. And I changed the state to shipping. All the other fields are unchanged. So this is an update operation. And I want the new thing to be returned. So this pick is now the updated operation, which is in state shipping. And this actually implements this operation here. Well, actually, I have changed the pick task. I changed the palette. I didn't change the whole product thing, which is probably a problem. But I don't have something on that, and it's actually, that should be a derived item. I have no idea how I do ask for how many shoes do I still have. So I ignored that one here. I didn't actually fire this. Yeah, well, I do this. I now do fire. I have fulfilled this order here, and that's coming now. And here it is. I create an event. I give it a block ID, which is the code of the block of the order. Set a new event time. Set order picked. Do some tags. Why not? So actually, I don't use these tags any longer. And as a payload, I do exactly these two pieces of information. Code is the pick code, and state is the new state. Now, I do not actually repeat customer name and address and the pallet number because the shop is not interested in that. Well, a customer and the shop already knows, and the pallet number the shop doesn't care. That's it. Oh, that's a pretty small message. And so this is now stored in the event store. It's always a good idea. And then it is sent out. And so now we go back to the shop backend, source, controller, event. So why are those not ordered? Handle event, order picked, handle order picked. So this is new functionality. You need to add that. Handle order picked, and it gets the payload, which is actually these two parameters. It goes for the order with this code and updates the state. That's it. And then when I go back to my shopping page, it actually says this is shipping. This is the actual state of my order. Okay, and this is the order 208 01. It's all from today, yeah. No, this one is 31. That one is 24. That's a very old one. Okay, cool. Here we are. That's it. I think we did it. So when there's more here. There's Dora delivery here, which is actually another view on the warehouse front end, where we should have a third button where our delivery heroes can actually pick packages, boxes, and then bring them to the customer or the postal service or whoever does this. And those are then actually reporting. Now we have handed it to the things, and then the state of this thing is again changing, but come on. So, and this one here is wrong. So the warehouse delivers thing should actually report to the warehouse first and update the pick chart, and that should send an event. So, well, actually, there's nothing that you learn by doing this in addition, because we have now all these things in our scenario that you would like to have. You actually can go from the whole core workflow that we have discussed has been implemented by now. And so you're done. That's it. That is the task for this week. Please, would you create, and actually we can actually have the running service, the test are in more complete. That should be, where's the test? Cypress integration, here it is. And let's undo this and let's rerun that. And hopefully it's still working. No, here it is. Go for that one. And it goes through all these things. The order has been submitted successfully. And we are screwed. Let's redo that. No, it's through here. Texas Carly has been informed. Yeah, that page looks wrong. There's something broken here. Home Carly. I'm not sure why. Here, that one works. There's something wrong with the test.
It has only shown the request, so the page when you send the request, it didn't actually get an answer. Now it is the same as the one.
Yeah. I know what I have to do. It's shipping. Yeah, here it is. Oh, yeah. So why? I have no idea. It should look like that, and you should actually do something like Cypress contains shipping or something like that. Jeans are in state shipping or like that, in order to ensure that actually your shop front end now shows the correct information to your customer. Okay, here we are. What I've learned in preparation of this section is about 6 weeks ago, when we were building the warehouse backend, I was thinking about event store is good enough. You do not need specific collections for pallets or orders. That was wrong. It's a good idea to have them. And actually, thinking about it, but I still have to discuss this with Max and Sebastian. I think, well, you actually do not need an event store, but only the other ones. Only a pallet store and a pick task store. I'm not sure about it. I need to discuss this with you things. But actually, probably I'm going to move the event store toward the broker, another service, and then we see that. Having it a fifth service is a little bit a problem if you are going to run this on Heroku soon. Because so that's what's coming up. So this week, just have this core workflow in a test and working, and you are done with this. And next week, we are going to start to deploy this thing in the cloud. There are multiple options how you can do that. You can rent Amazon services or Amazon cloud services. You can actually go for Hetzner, that's a German provider. You can go for any other cloud provider. You can go for the Azure or something like that. And pretty much it's all depends on how much you are willing to spend. These are cloud providers. Well, actually, they are cloud service centers where they have tons of servers running for you. Those servers are reachable via the internet. They have a URL or a name, those computers, that is reachable, that have a DNS entry, a dynamic name service entry. So they have an URL that you can use instead of localhost. And you can reach them like Google, Amazon, or whatever. And then what you actually do is you can rent a full computer, bare metal. That's probably not what you want, but usually you just rent a container. And a container is a small virtual machine running on a computer, and a single hardware computer may run some 100 containers or thousands or something like that, depending on what kind of thing it is. And therefore, you utilize this piece of hardware much better if you run a lot of virtual machine, little containers on them that are used in parallel. And sometimes these containers are active, sometimes the other containers are active, and then you can schedule between those, and then you really utilize your hardware much better. And that is what actually these big cloud providers do for you. So actually Amazon has built very large computation centers with thousands of computers, and they don't use them all the day. They use them probably only when many people are ordering things. So when in regions where people are living, there is evening, then those centers are working. However, when the evening area is on the ocean, no one is actually ordering on Amazon, and those computers are idling. And then you can actually, for small money, can put your own container onto those computers. And that's what we are going to do next week. And actually, we will use Heroku, which is yet another cloud provider that has a large data center and all over the world probably. And
Europe and USA.
in Europe and USA, I have no idea what is the best data center that you can utilize if you're in Africa or in Cameroon. I have no idea. You probably should build your own data center these days, some of you guys. And on that data center of Heroku, you can actually get 4 containers for free. 5.
It's 5 applications. Yes.
It's 5 containers actually. That's cool. That's actually what we want. And so we will actually rent 4 or 5 of these containers. We get them for free. And you get them for free as long as your traffic is below a certain threshold. And so yeah, and we will actually run all of the front ends and back ends on such a container at Heroku, and that's free for everybody. And you can actually set up a little bit your thing. As soon as your application starts to generate a lot of traffic, then you are going to pay for that. And that's actually how Heroku earns money or is working. It gives you an easy start, and then you get some kind of vendor lock-in, and later on when your application grows, it's pretty hard for you to change the cloud provider, and therefore you may actually need to pay a lot of money to Heroku. However, it's not that hard to change the cloud provider if you do it right. Well, yeah, it's more a management decision. It's actually you can use multiple cloud providers alternatively. Each of these cloud providers has a slightly different, well, administrative user interface where you actually deploy your applications, and that's actually, well, because that one is not standardized, it's a little bit tricky, or you need a little bit, for each new cloud provider you want to switch to, you need again some weeks of investigation how to do that, and it's pretty hard to predict how much will it cost you before you try. And so yeah, there's a lot of things that you need to do to handle it, and we will learn all this next week. Well, actually, the next 2 weeks probably. And then we will do 1 week of wrap up, something like that. And then we should done. So at the end of this term, all of you guys should have 4 containers running at Heroku that actually support this whole functionality and that are publicly reachable from all over the world. That's the cool stuff of it. So if it runs on localhost, no one else can access it. If it runs on Heroku, everybody can access it. And so the whole world can actually use your shop to actually do shopping. Yeah, and that's cool. And so, or bad, or something like that. So we will probably need some login or password mechanism to protect our warehouse from people that are adding pallets there with fun stuff. But for the demonstration purposes, this should do the job. First week is actually doing the setup. And then we will have another week for getting rid of all the internal debug stuff that we have added to have it in a productive environment. That's the things that we need to do the next 2 weeks. Okay, so at the end, the cool thing, if it runs on Heroku, you can actually access it from every device. You can do shopping on your smartphone in your own shop. Isn't that cool? You can show it to your parents and to your fellow students. And tell, hey, come to my shop and get something. And you don't pay them, but you don't actually get it. But you can have an account there and then do things. And hopefully your colleagues are and your family are very impressed by this. And they will actually, you get a lot of honor by this. Okay. Thank you. Bye until next week. See you. And Max is going to put on Discord all the details of the assignment. Bye.